Novelty 101 here. Thank you so much for coming back. Today I have a very exciting video for you on the very novelty thing called writing in cursive. It's also known as handwriting or script. And this method was originated so that people could write in cursive at a much faster pace. So if you'd like to learn something new and fun, please keep watching. It's going to be super simple. I've actually written out the alphabet in handwriting, and I will explain each one so that you can see how to do each letter and how to connect them. And it's backwards. So let me go ahead and figure out, I can get actually a mirror. Whoa, here. Okay, so maybe I can actually show it in this mirror here, since it's coming out backwards. Okay, so this is not ideal, but I think you'll still get a pretty good gist of what's going on here. So that first one is an A here, and see, it's just kind of a circle and then a little curvy line connecting that, and the next one, which is a B. And the V is just like a long loop and a little tab at the end, which then attaches to the next letter, which is then the C, and that is pretty much like a regular C, but it just kind of curves up onto the next letter, which would be a D here in this case. And the D is like a regular D, except that there's a curve, a loop-de-loop on where the straight line would be in like print or something. So that's kind of a pattern you'll see. Then the next one is an E, and then an F with two loops, a G with a circly thing, and then a loop at the bottom, an H, which is like a regular H, and then with a loop-de-loop on the top for the straight line, and then that H, the end of it goes right into the I right there, and the I is like normal. It's just the bottom again. Just pay attention to that bottom part, which will loop into the next line. And then that goes right into the J, which is like a J without the fish hook kind of J. It has a loop, which comes around up into the K, which is kind of like a regular uppercase R, but with like a big old bunny ear on top. And then that loops into the L, which is, again, that kind of loop-de-loop that takes the place of the straight line. An M here is like 3 humps. The N is 2 humps. The O is like an O with a little loopy hat. The P, excuse me, the P, oh my gosh, it's showing from the back. Awesome. The P is here with the loop down there, and then going into the Q, circle with the loop going the opposite way, into the R, which is kind of like a little chair with a really low baby back. The S, which I don't even know how to explain. That's just like a weird little symbol for an S. And then it's got a little belly, and then it goes into the T, which the T is like a normal T. You just cross it after, so you go up and down and then cross. And then when you finish a letter, you usually cross the T's and dot the I's after the word that you write. And then U is like 2 little loop-de-loops underneath, kind of like a W actually in print. And then into the V, which is like a U actually, but with a little tab, which would then turn into, which would attach onto the W, which is like a W except with a tab at the end, which attaches to the X, and then that you would cross after you finish a word. Then you cross the X also. And then into the Y, which is like a regular Y, but you loop it around and attach it to the next letter. Into the Z, and then the Z is kind of crazy. It's like it's like a big hump, a little hump, and then a little loop-de-loop underneath going around, and that could attach to another letter if you're writing it into a word. So that's it. I hope you learned something today and enjoyed this video, and thank you so much. Please come back. I'm Novelty 101.